time for a little four downs where our panelists have a chance to answer succinctly and hopefully with some intelligence 4 different questions around the NFL.
That's asking a lot.
Well, yeah, for this group. So, Gary, you and I just talked head coaches, so I'll have you go last on first down. Howard, which coach deserved to be fired most of all the ones we saw gone by Black Monday?
Oh, man, that's pretty tough. But I'm going to have to go with Coach Shanahan. I don't think he had enough. He did enough over his time with the Redskins. And I think because he won the Super Bowl and he was with Elway, everybody's like, oh, Shanahan. But, nah, I think Shanahan deserved to be fired.
Ross?
Yeah, for me, this is a slam dunk, Jim Schwartz. I mean, are you kidding me? You're 6-3. You've got everybody healthy on your team. The Packers lose Rodgers for almost half the year. The Bears lose Jay Cutler. And you still pretty much full down the stretch, finish 7-9. I think he did the worst coaching job in the NFL this year.
Gary?
I think there's a lot to choose from here. But I'm going to go with Mike Shanahan. He was in Washington for 4 years. 3 out of those 4 years, they lost at least 10 games. Coming off an NFC East championship, they just completely fell apart this year.
All right, second down, the coaching change that made the least sense. Which was it, Ross?
Oh, well, Rob Chudzinski. I mean, if you're going to fire a coach after 1 year, really not even a year, 352 days, it says a lot more about your hiring process. The thing is, the Browns interviewed Bill O'Brien, Ken Wisenhunt, Mike Zimmer last year. They chose Chudzinski, traded arguably his best skill position player at the time in Trent Richardson, 3 different quarterbacks, and he's still out after a year.
Yes, confusing, Gary.
Yeah, I'll just piggyback on everything he just said. If you're going to hire a coach and you give him only 1 year, then clearly you made a mistake to begin with, and that says a lot about the decision makers in Cleveland.
Yeah, and a lot of people thought Joe Banner, what he did with the Eagles, Cleveland's going to have stability now. This kind of calls that into question. What would you say is the coach that did not deserve to be fired?
I don't know about not deserve. I think it's kind of weird. It's going to be Coach Frazier. He's going to be, they're moving to an outside stadium. They're going to have a new quarterback probably coming up this year. If they draft somebody, they're going to have a lot of things they're going to add to the team. Bringing in a new coach right now with a lot of things in the air, it's going to be interesting. I would have stayed with Frazier until I got a little more stability and knew where I was going.
And they made the playoffs last year, and they played hard. They were a tough game for teams at the end of the season. I thought that was confusing as well. How about for third down, the most attractive job out there? Gary, which one is it?
Oh, I think without question it's Detroit. They have a potential franchise quarterback in Matthew Stafford, the best receiver in the league in Calvin Johnson, and a pretty good defense with some really good young players on it.
Yeah, I mean, at every point Gary made about Detroit's good. I would just add maybe Houston to the mix. I mean, you've got several all-pro caliber players at key positions like a J.J. Watt, like an Andre Johnson, like a Dwayne Brown, and you have the #1 overall pick. Plus, with a 2-14 team, there's only one place to go. I guess you can go 1-15 next year, but more than likely you're going up and you're doing it with the #1 overall pick. So presumably you'll get the quarterback of your choice.
Howard?
That's easy. It's the Texans. I mean, all the things that Ross said. I mean, just having the #1 pick and being able to pick a quarterback when there may be 4 or 5 quarterbacks picked in the top 10 this year, that's a lot to say. I mean, that's the one thing you were missing on the team was a quarterback, somebody that could give you some stability, get rid of the ball for you. I think that's the best place to play.
I guess the question would be who's more attractive, Teddy Bridgewater or Matthew Stafford, if you're talking about Detroit versus Houston. For fourth down, I want you guys to pick a candidate for a head coaching vacancy. Which candidate you think matches up best? Howard, what do you think?
You know what? If I had to really pick, and I'm just throwing something out there, I would go Lovie Smith, but I wouldn't put him in Tampa. I'd actually put him in Detroit. A great defense, somebody a team that needs a lot of, cuddling and hands-on to give them some discipline, to make them play better. I think he'd do a good job. I'd be a little scared of Matthew Stafford, but I think he'd do great with that defense.
Ross?
Yeah, I was going to say Lovie to Tampa. The other one I would say is Josh McDaniels, the Patriots offensive coordinator, to Cleveland. Listen, he's from the area. He grew up a Browns fan. There's no secret that he has a very strong relationship with Browns general manager Mike Lombardi. It seems like these two guys wanted to make this happen. I think that'll happen, and they deserve the opportunity. Let's see. If you're going to fire Chudzinski after 1 year, get the guy you want. Let's see what you do with it.
Gary?
Well, I think the one that appears like it's going to happen, although things can always change at the last minute, is Penn State coach Bill O'Brien to Houston. I mean, it's not a year of really red-hot candidates like you had with Chip Kelly last year and Jim Harbaugh a couple of years ago, but he seems to be the name that a lot of people want, and if Houston can convince him to leave Penn State, I think that's a good fit. He is a Bill Belichick disciple, although those guys have not done great.
Well, Gary may be the one in the purple tie, but it is Howard Cross's answer about Leslie Frazier that has won him 4 downs today.